Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy DLloyd. So, we all know the Dallas Cowboys have a little bit of a dilemma in real life. And I know they're in their bye week right now, but after the bye week, they have the decision, do you keep playing Dak Prescott, who's been playing very well for you this season, helped you get to this fantastic record, or do you go back to Tony Romo, who was hurt? Now, a lot of coaches say you can't lose your job to injury, but Dak Prescott has been playing out of this world this first couple games, above anybody's real projections for Dak Prescott. So I decided, why not run a simulation here on Madden and see what Madden thinks is the best. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a whole season with Dak Prescott as the quarterback. Injuries are off, so that's not a variable at all in this equation. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing with Tony Romo. We're going to compare the stats. We're going to see who has a better season, at least according to Madden. And maybe, this might help the decisions if Dak Prescott is going to remain the starter or not. I think he should remain the starter, but we'll see what Madden is going to say. So we'll go ahead and just sim straight to the playoffs. I am on the cloud, so hopefully it doesn't take too long during the simulation. But like I said, I'm simulating straight there. We'll look at the stats, look at the record, and then we'll do the exact same thing with Tony Romo. Now, I know the dilemma is, do you mess up the chemistry that Ezekiel Elliott, Dak Prescott has been forming with their players as they're playing good? For Tony Romo, who you haven't seen him this year, you barely seen him last year. Last time we did see him for the majority of the season, he was a very good quarterback. So do you put him back in the game and you risk possibly messing up any type of chemistry that you guys have built over this first couple of weeks? Or do you stay with the young guy, and he might not be as talented right now as Tony Romo, but you have that chemistry and you have that winning formula. You've been winning games, and that's definitely a tough decision. So we're getting down to, I think it's week 16, week 17. So this season should be wrapping up shortly, and we'll go ahead and take a look at everything that happened, at least according to Madden. Like I said, all injuries are off for all teams, so nobody is getting hurt. And the Cowboys finished 11-5. So that is the record with Dak Prescott, the third best record in the NFL. Looking at the NFC, the second best record, and then let's go ahead and go to the NFC East. 11-5, the Eagles 9-7, Redskins 9-7, and the Giants all 9-7. That's not going to happen, but they are 11-5, the best record. They lost 2 games in a row, so they were 11-3 at some point. But let's go ahead and look at the stats from Dak Prescott. So not bad from the rookie whatsoever, even according to Madden, pretty much holding things down for the Dallas Cowboys. So let's go ahead and look at his stats. And his stats, pretty impressive. 4,000 yards passing. He had 25 interceptions, which is a lot. 33 touchdowns. The Cowboys will not throw it this much with Dak Prescott to allow him to get this many touchdowns, interceptions, and yardage. But not bad. A 90.2 quarterback rating throughout the season. Sacked 39 times. Like I said, played in all 16 games. Tony Romo, apparently, he even threw 3 passes, only completing 1 for 2 yards. So not bad at all. Looking at Ezekiel Elliott, he had just under 1,200 yards rushing, 9 touchdowns on the season, only 4 fumbles, so he didn't do bad either. And then Des Bryant with 80 receptions, 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns. Terrence Williams has 79, and then Cole Beasley even has 70, and then even Jason Witten still up there in age, but 64 receptions. So not a bad year from the Dallas Cowboys. We'll go ahead and simulate through these playoffs, pretty much see how they end up doing and how they end up faring in the playoffs with Dak Prescott. So they don't have a wild card game since they have the bye. Go ahead and simulate this week and see who they'll end up taking on in the divisional round, which is going to be the Minnesota Vikings. So we'll go ahead and simulate this week as well. I'm not playing any of these games. I just want to see what they'll do according to Madden, and it looks like they actually won the game. They didn't tell me the actual stats, so let's go ahead and look at the score if we can and see how bad they won. Look at the numbers from this one. So we'll go to playoff schedule here, and we'll just go back and see what they did against the Vikings. So 27-20 was the score of this game. Dak Prescott, 119 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. So not a big passing day, but very good with the football. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 15 for 22. So took care of the football, did what he had to do to get that win. So that's not bad. Then Ezekiel Elliott, 25 carries, 93 yards. He did have a fumble without a touchdown, but they are now in the NFC Conference Championship. So we'll go ahead and simulate this week and we'll see if they'll be in the Super Bowl. So we'll go ahead and simulate this. We probably should have simmed to the Super Bowl, but it's all good. I know they're going to have the Pro Bowl, in between. So it looks like they actually are going to Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs. So they won again with Dak Prescott, you guys. So Madden giving Dak Prescott a whole lot of love. So we'll go ahead and do the exact same thing here and see how they end up winning in the conference championship game. So they beat the Packers 35-10. So it wasn't even close. Let's go ahead and look at the stats, see what all happened. So the Cowboys and Dak Prescott, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions again. This time 264 yards, outplaying Aaron Rodgers. And that's 6 touchdowns and no interceptions here in the playoffs. 23 for 34. Another great game for Dak Prescott. Ezekiel Elliott had 100 yards rushing once again. This time he did have a touchdown. And then Terrence Williams led them. Dennis Bryant had 6 receptions as well. So they're in the Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs. I can't believe the Titans are even in the AFC Championship game. But anyway, they're taking on the Chiefs. We'll go ahead and simulate this and see if they can win a Super Bowl in a perfect world with no injuries against with Dak Prescott at quarterback. So we'll go ahead and simulate this week, and we will see what happens. So I don't know. They should win. They're 11-5. The other team is 9-5. So they should be able to, I think, win this game. But we'll end up finding out as soon as this is done. I don't know why this is taking a while. But like I said, it's kind of impressive that they're able to do all this with Dak Prescott as the quarterback. So we'll go ahead and see if they end up winning the Super Bowl here. If it'll let us go to postseason and Super Bowl. They end up losing the Super Bowl 31-28. So they got all the way down there. Could not pull off a win. Looked like they tried to come from behind late. Dak Prescott, 281 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. So he threw his first interceptions of the postseason and got outplayed by Alex Smith. 197 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions for Alex Smith. They had Jamal Charles because, like I said, no injuries on here. So 106 rushing yards for Jamal Charles, 23 attempts. Elliott had 2 touchdowns on 76 yards rushing, but that was about it. Looked like they kind of dominated on offense. Even Spencer Ware has 71 yards rushing. So a very good game there. Kelsey, 7 catches, only 49 yards. Des Bryant has 6 receptions as well, but they end up losing. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to go ahead and set up everything just like I did this one, except this time we are going to have Tony Romo at quarterback. I want to go through and do the exact same thing that we just did. Alright guys, so we are back. Like I said, we're going to be doing the exact same thing, but you do see Tony Romo is the starter this time. 87 overall compared to Dak Prescott's 82. Reset everything, so it's going to be the exact same schedule. It should be the exact same everything. Like I said, no injuries on once again. So it should be the exact, everything should be the same. Everything should be even, but we'll see this time if the Cowboys are going to beat that 11-5 record and make it to the Super Bowl like they did with Dak Prescott. So Madden is favoring Prescott right now, but we will see what happens with Tony Romo. That was very impressive to actually have a team go to the Super Bowl with a rookie quarterback, especially here in Madden. Now, we know the sims aren't always the best simulations ever, but it gives you a rough estimate a little bit, and it's kind of interesting just to kind of see what, sports simulation will do with a lot of these teams. So I like doing these from time to time. If you guys are enjoying this, please go ahead, leave this video a like if you did enjoy this so far. But we'll see what Tony Romo could do under center, and we'll see if it's better off keeping the rookie in there or going back to the vet in Tony Romo. Should be very interesting. We're almost done here at week 16, and it looks like we're about to be at week 17 here, and we can go ahead and see what our record looks like. I'm very intrigued by this, actually. I really want to know what Madden thinks. So we'll go ahead and look at the record, and right away the record was 8-8. I don't even think they're in the playoffs actually with Tony Romo. So looking at the records, the Patriots are up there, the Vikings are up there, but let's go straight to the NFC and see where the Cowboys are, and it don't look like they're in the playoffs, and they actually missed it at 8-8. Let's go straight to the NFC East, see where they were in the conference. They were 3rd in the division. The Eagles were 1st, Redskins 2nd, the Cowboys were 3rd. So no playoffs with Tony Romo as the quarterback. That is kind of surprising to me. I thought they would at least make the playoffs but a little surprising. But let's go ahead and take a look at the stats with Romo, see what he was able to do. So 4,300 yards, he beat Dak Prescott in passing yards, a little less touchdowns. I believe Prescott was at 33, I think. Could be mistaken. 30 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. So the interceptions front was a whole lot better. He did get sacked more, but he did have a little bit higher passing rating, 93 as opposed to 90 with Dak Prescott. But something clearly happened. Maybe the chemistry was different. Maybe just the dynamics in general was different. He's not going to really get you nothing running the ball. Elliott, 1,200 yards, so they gave him the ball 342 times. Leaned on him a lot. He did have 12 touchdowns with Romo there. Des Bryant, of course, has more receptions with Tony Romo than he does with Dak Prescott. 97 with Romo in 1,500 yards, 6 touchdowns, a Pro Bowl type of season, a crazy season for Des Bryant right there. Terrence Williams got a lot of catches as well. Cole Beasley still at 69. Jason Witten still in the 60s. So the stats didn't really change, but the winning category did change. A total of 3 games difference, and not even competing in the playoffs like they did under Dak Prescott. But that's pretty much everything, you guys. Let me know if you guys agree with this simulation or not, and who would you play if you were the owner and the coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Would you keep in Dak Prescott, or would you bring in Tony Romo? I'm interested to see what you guys say. Let me know in the comment section below. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please go ahead, leave this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already. It's your boy D Lloyd. I'm gonna see y'all next time. Peace.